Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at some animated charts showing the number of cases of coronavirus around the world. Now this video is recorded on the 7th of April, so we have data up until the 7th, and all of the data shown in this chart is from the World Health Organization. You can see there on the vertical axis we've got the total number of cases, and we're going to show how many cases in each country. So this is the data as it is on April the 7th. I'm just going to animate the chart so we can see how that has changed over the last month. So going back to March the 8th, you can see the date up in the top right. So 1 month ago, China had the highest number of cases by quite a long way, with about 80,000 cases in total, whereas all the countries around the world much lower, and we were starting off with every country below 10,000 cases in total. And you can see there over to the right hand side of the graph, we've still got most countries way below 1,000, and this chart is showing only the top 20 countries in the world in terms of how many cases they have. So you can see they're moving towards later in March. We've got Italy, Iran and Spain gradually increasing number of cases, whereas the number of cases in China is pretty stable. It's only going up very slowly. And you can see Italy there had that surge in late March, and of course around Europe the number of cases increasing quite rapidly. So if we look at the top 10, we can see that we've got China at the top. We've also got the United States there just moving into second in terms of how many cases they have. But outside of those two countries, it's largely all Europe. You also have Iran with a high number of cases as well, but that seems to be slowing, whereas the European countries and the United States, the number of cases there is continuing to increase at this stage. You can also see countries like Canada moving up the charts, and also Portugal. This makes sense because Canada is a neighbour of the United States, Portugal is a neighbour of Spain, and there's probably some infection crossing the border there. Okay, so just showing the difference between March the 8th, 1 month ago, and now we see the figures for April the 7th. Very big change there. In this 1 month, things have changed dramatically. So that's the first chart there. We're just looking at the total number of cases in each country. This next chart is going to look at the number of new cases per day. So this is the change on a daily basis, but it's been averaged over a 3-day period. So this should help to level out some of the daily fluctuations that you get, which might be more of a result of how cases are reported and how the data is collected. So these are 3-day rolling averages. Okay, so we can see the data there for April 7th. Again, the United States at the highest position there. So going back 1 month ago, starting with March the 8th, and you can see here that the number of cases per day in Italy and Iran, they have the highest rate of increase at the moment. Italy continuing to increase that rate of infection. Iran as well, you can see Spain as well gradually moving up the chart, and Germany, France, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Belgium, Austria, lots of European countries there gradually moving up the charts there in terms of the daily number of new cases. You can also see there was a large jump there for the United States, so now over 2,000 new cases daily, and you'll also see the United States number drops down, and that's a bit of a fluctuation. Probably just a bit of carryover between 2 different days where the data was reported slightly inconsistently. But then what's important is the overall trend. And you can see that to the right hand side of the chart, kind of positions 10 to 20 worldwide, still less than 1,000 cases new per day, whereas on the left hand side of the chart we've got those countries that are experiencing serious problems with infection rates. So you've got a lot of European countries there, as well as the United States, plus Iran. Of course, we don't see China on this chart at all, because in the last month it has not been having a high rate of new infections. So you can see there, April 7th, the latest data, the United States, much higher infection rate than any other country worldwide. And then just going back to March the 8th, we see the change in just 1 month. So that's the number of new cases per day, and we previously looked at the total number of cases. Okay, so that's a very quick exploration of the data looking at the last month. I suggest you go back and rewind those animations just so you can watch different countries each time and see how that number of cases and also the daily rate has changed over that 1 month period. Thank you for watching. You can find out more about our data visualizations at information.com. Bye-bye.